Okay, everybody. Well, welcome to our conference lesson for today. My name is Alistair. I am your teacher for today's conference presentation, and it is my great pleasure to talk about cross-generational communication. Cross-generational communication. Adapting or changing your language for different age groups. So adapting your language for different age groups. Well, let's have a look at the agenda for today. So there are 4 parts to our conference presentation. Number 1, understanding generational differences. Number 2, formal versus informal language. Okay. Number 3, adapting vocabulary and style. Adapting vocabulary and style. And number 4, tips, practice, and real life situations. Okay, so 4 parts to our conference for today. Let's get started. Let's have a look at the first part. So, introduction. Now, words can bring us together. Okay, this is true. Words can bring us together or push us apart. Each generation has grown up with different experiences, technologies, and ways of speaking. What feels polite to one group may sound cold to another. What's casual to some might seem disrespectful to others. That's why adapting your language matters. So, in this presentation, we will explore how to adjust or change the way we speak to connect better with children, teens, adults, and older people. Absolutely. Okay. Well, let's continue. Understanding generational differences. So what is a generation? A generation is a group of people born around the same time who share similar life experiences, values, and habits. So a generation is a group of people born around the same time who share similar life experiences, values, and habits. These shared experiences shape how they speak, behave, and think. Okay, so let's check a list of the last 4 generations. This is very interesting. So let's check a list of the last 4 generations. So we've got some common generations and their traits, their characteristics. So let's go back to baby boomers. Now, baby boomers were born between 1946 and 1964, and they grew up with radio, landline phones, and letters. Okay, these are traits of their generation. Baby boomers, 1946 to 1964. The next generation, this is my generation, Generation X. Yeah. Now, Generation X were born between 1965 and 1980. We're known as the mixtape generation. Pre-digital, but adaptable. So Generation X, 1965 to 1980. The next generation are what we call millennials. This spans from 1981 to 1996. Now, millennials are digital natives with easy use of email and early social media. Okay, now the last one on our list here is Generation Z or Z, 1997 to 2012. Now, Generation Z are very happy with smartphones. They are fluent in emojis and memes. So they are born with digital language almost. Okay, so 4 common generations: baby boomers, Generation X, millennials, and Generation Z. So how do generations communicate? Okay, well, let's have a look at some examples. Okay, so baby boomers often use "Good morning, how are you today? Please call me when you have a moment. I hope this message finds you well. Sincerely, John Smith." Okay, so these are baby boomer style forms of communication. Good morning, how are you today? Please call me when you have a moment. I hope this message finds you well. Sincerely, John Smith. Okay, well, let's think about what Generation X might say. Let's touch base later. Give me a ring after lunch. Shoot me an email. We'll circle back. Okay, I'm going to read through those examples as well. So let's touch base later. Give me a ring after lunch. Shoot me an email and we'll circle back. Okay, now let's think a little bit about millennials. So millennials often go with, "Hey, what's up? Can we hop on a quick call? Thanks for reaching out." LOL, that's so true. So I'll read through those millennial expressions. "Hey, what's up? Can we hop on a quick call? Thanks for reaching out." LOL, that's so true. Okay, so we can see now with millennials that within general communication, we start to receive these abbreviations. So LOL, laugh out loud. Okay, well, let's continue. Now think about the Generation Z. Okay, now these guys communicate. These guys communicate with expressions similar to this. So, yo, that's fire. BRB, gotta bounce. No cap, that was wild. This vid is giving everything. Okay. Now, someone's popped into the chat. What does "I'll circle back please" mean? This means we will return to it. It's in the lesson, so wait up and it will arrive. Okay, so yo, that's fire. BRB, gotta bounce. No cap, that was wild. This vid is giving everything. So another abbreviation there. BRB, be right back. Okay, so we can see perhaps how general language progresses as generations progress. Older generations using more standard forms of language, whereas the most modern generations using more slang in their everyday communication. So why communication styles matter? Okay, so if you speak boomer to a Gen Z friend, they might think you're their history teacher. So it's about respect, connection, and being understood. Examples. Don't say TTYL to your grandmother. Okay, TTYL, talk to you later. Okay, number 2, avoid D sir or madam when DMing your friend. Okay, so dear sir or madam, it's a very formal, respectful way to communicate. But when we are direct messaging friends, DMing friends, it's not really appropriate. Now, number 3 uses the word slay. Don't use slay in a job interview. It's way too informal. It's a slang word to indicate a good performance. It's not a great word for a job interview. Now, someone asked about number 4, circle back. Never say let's circle back on a date. Okay. Basically, we can use let's circle back to avoid talking about something. If someone asks you a question, you don't want to answer it, you might say, well, let's circle back to that later. Okay, so you avoid the question. So not a great thing to answer or use on a date. Okay, well, I hope that answers your questions about let's circle back. Okay, well, let's think about how words and expressions change over time and how they evolve. So, number 1, that's impressive. Okay, that's dope. That slaps. Okay, so a clear progression in an expression to show impressive. So that's impressive, that's dope, that slaps. Number 2, I'm exhausted, I'm beat, I'm dead. Number 3, that's funny, that's hilarious, I'm wheezing. And number 4, let's talk, let's chat, hit me up. Okay, so very different expressions used to talk about the same thing. Well, let's compare now a bit of formal and informal language. So formal language is used in professional or serious situations. It's polite, it's respectful, and often complete. For example, number 1, would you be available this afternoon? Would you be available this afternoon? Number 2, it was a pleasure meeting you. It was a pleasure meeting you. Number 3, I look forward to your reply. I look forward to your reply. Number 4, thank you for your time and assistance. Thank you for your time and assistance. Well, let's think a little bit about informal language. So, the context of informal language is used with friends, with family, or on casual platforms such as WhatsApp or Instagram. It's relaxed, fun, and may include slang. So we've got some examples here. Number 1, hey, you free later? Hey, you free later? Number 2, wanna hang out? Wanna hang out? Number 3, thanks a bunch. Thanks a bunch. And number 4, catch you soon. Catch you soon. So these are some examples of some informal language we can use with friends, family, or on relaxed platforms like WhatsApp. So when to use which? Informal or informal? So use formal language in the following situations. Number 1, in class when speaking to a teacher. Excuse me, could you explain that again? Excuse me, could you explain that again? Number 2, when emailing a colleague. I am writing to confirm our meeting. I am writing to confirm our meeting. Number 3, in interviews. It would be a pleasure to join your team. It would be a pleasure to join your team. Number 4, speaking to someone much older. For example, it's lovely to meet you, sir. It's lovely to meet you, sir. Okay, well, let's continue and think a little bit about when to use informal language then. So number 1, texting a friend. OMG, that movie was wild. OMG, that movie was wild. So OMG is, oh my God. Number 2, talking to a sibling. Brah, chill. Talking to a sibling. Brah, chill. Number 3, gaming. GG, bro, you cracked. Okay, so GG, this is a good game. Now, it can be used in an ironic way. So, GG, bro, you cracked. And number 4, we use informal language when we're just hanging out. So, let's grab a bite. Let's grab a bite. Okay. So, adapting vocabulary and style is an important skill when talking across generations. So, same idea, different words. Okay, so let's say you're happy. What can you say? To a boomer, you might say, I'm delighted. Okay, to a Generation X, that made my day. To a millennium, that's awesome. And to a Generation Z, I'm screaming. Okay, so same idea, different words. Happy. For a boomer, I'm delighted. Generation X, that made my day. Millennial, that's awesome. Generation Z, I'm screaming. Okay, let's think about another situation. So same idea, different words. This time for you're tired. So I'm worn out. I'm totally beat. So done with today. Or I'm dead. Okay, so for boomers, I'm worn out. For Generation X, I'm totally beat. For millennials, so done with today. And for Generation Z, I'm dead. Okay, we shall continue with this theme. This time for the same idea, different words related to agreements. So when you agree, okay, I couldn't agree more. Exactly. Facts. Big mood. Okay, so boomers, we would say, I couldn't agree more. Generation X, exactly. Facts, millennials, and big mood, Generation Z. So, short versus long sentences. This is an interesting way that language has evolved. So, let's have a look at these following sentences. Okay. Boomer, I hope you're doing well. I'd like to ask you a quick question regarding our plans. Okay. Generation Z might say, you good? Boomer, thank you so much for your time. Generation Z, thanks. Okay, so there's a huge contrast in natural language. Boomers use full sentences in order to communicate using classical correct grammar. However, Generation Z communicate with abbreviated words to letters and what might be considered incorrect grammar. So I hope you're doing well. I'd like to ask you a quick question regarding our plans. Okay, now Gen Z might just say, you good? A boomer might say, thank you so much for your time. And a Gen Z, thanks. Not even a full word. Okay, well, this is how language progresses. So adapt or confuse. Okay, so let's say you're helping someone. To a professor, I would be happy to assist. To your mum, want me to help out? To a friend, I got you. To your little cousin, let's do this together. Okay, so we're using slightly different language to help someone depending on who that person is. A professor, I would be happy to assist. Your mum, want me to help you out? A friend, I got you. To your little cousin, let's do this together. Okay, well, let's move on to the last part of our lesson today, which is about tips, practice, and real life situations. So, speaking with older people. Okay, we've got some tips here. Use full sentences. Number 1, use full sentences. Number 2, speak clearly, avoid slang. Speak clearly, avoid slang. Number 3, show respect. Say sir or ma'am if needed. It's very formal, but it does show respect. Well, let's have a look at some examples. Could I ask you something? Could I ask you something? It's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. Would you like me to repeat that? Would you like me to repeat that? Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. Okay, now let's think about speaking with younger people. So we've got some tips here. Number 1, keep it short and fun. Number 2, use common slang carefully. Number 3, be friendly, not stiff. So keep it short and fun, use common slang carefully, be friendly, not stiff. Let's check some examples. Yo, that game was wild. Yo, that game was wild. You good? You good? I'm vibing today. I'm vibing today. That's a whole mood. That's a whole mood. Okay. Now we've got some tips to adapt instantly. Okay. So number 1, listen to how others speak. Okay. So when you're in a situation with another generation, they're talking in English, listen to how they speak. Number 2, mirror their tone. Mirror their tone. Number 3, don't pretend, just adapt. Don't pretend, just adapt. Number 4, respect always wins. Respect always wins. Example, I feel that is neutral. Absolutely agree, formal. Facts, bro, informal. You nailed it, universal. Well, let's have a look at the conclusion for today. We've nearly finished our conference lesson about cross-generational communication. Here it is. In conclusion, effective communication isn't just about speaking, it's about connecting. Each generation has its own language, rhythm, and reference points. By learning to adapt our words, tone, and approach, we build stronger bridges between people of all ages. Whether you're chatting with a child, working with a colleague, or listening to a grandparent's story, choosing the right language shows respect, empathy, and intelligence. Remember, good communicators don't just speak, they listen, adapt, and evolve. Okay, well, there we go, guys. We've come to the end of our conference lesson for today. It just remains for me to thank you for your attendance on my behalf, and of course on behalf of everybody here at the school at Cercle de Langue. So thanks very much. We've come to the end. It's time to say goodbye. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.